think we can report there were no drownings yesterday, and the swimming will be better today. And today, the three speakers, Tango Zulu.
Oh, what am I saying? Yeah.
You got to introduce yourself.
I have to introduce myself. Okay.
And since we're not getting much detailed information from anybody, why did you take your first tow?
My very first tow ever? That's a long story.
You have to stand.
You don't. I'll make a long story.
Wait, you got to tell them who you are first.
Okay, I'm Jeff Russell, Tango Zulu. You see my two little girls running around, Sierra and Alyssa, and my wife Natalie is here. I took my first tow because as a graduate student I was crazy enough to try this thing called paragliding, where you run off a cliff with something you hope is going to stay inflated and fly you to the bottom of the mountain. And that worked great in California where there are mountains to run off, but when I went to Chicago, it's flat. So I decided you had to tow, and fortunately enough, I was very lucky to meet John Cochran, who sort of took me under his wing and brought me out, gave me my first glider ride, and he knew right away, as I did, I was hooked on Soaring after that first tow.
Thank you. 9 X-Ray, Dave Pixton.
Good morning, David Pixton, Mid-Atlantic Soaring Association crew. My wife Sharon Pixton. I'm glad to be here, thanks.
Why'd you take your first tow? Well, nobody's giving any extra information. Why'd you take your first tow?
Why did I take my, I was on a bicycle riding by a little airport and saw a glider launch and had to turn around. Something I'd always wanted to do from about 18 years old, and went around, took a ride, and the rest is history, as they say now. It was about 30 years ago.
Thank you. Sierra Mike.
I'm John Seymour from, I live in Connecticut, but my glider lives in State College, Pennsylvania, where my ace crew, Janine Acey, lives. And I keep my glider at Eagle Field, Pennsylvania, which is probably one of the best places there is. And I took my first glider ride in 1952. And I can't remember back that far, but it was, well, my dad didn't have his license yet, so he couldn't give me a ride. So I took a ride with a guy by the name of Hank Gage in an LK. That was it. And I was 10.
You've been doing it ever since?
Ever since.
Now you guys got to come up with more information about yourselves, or I'll come up with even better questions.
Could get ugly.
Yesterday, I noticed that you guys don't, you'll get it by the end of next week, I'm sure, but as soon as you're staged, compress the grid. We want to give you every inch of the runway you can have, and the only way we can accomplish that is once you get down there and your row is, everybody's in, everybody's there, push back, push back, push back. Compress all the way as far as you can, because that will give everybody, including the people in the very front, the most runway they can have. Today, Ron Ridenour wants to talk to us about Safety Foundation. Where is he? Where's Ron?
Here.
There you go.
Present.
Got it.
I'm a new member of the Soaring Safety Foundation. I just wanted to tell everybody that happy to be doing that job with Rich Carlson and Merle Smith's on it. Can't say his name. Now in the Texas Soaring Association.
Bert.
Yeah, Bert Compton. So, and there's one or two others. I'm fairly new, so I don't know everybody yet. But if you have any safety concerns, please, talk to me about it. If it's something that we can do or something we can write an article about in the Soaring magazine that helps everybody, then everybody benefits from those types of safety operations, things like that. And so my one quick observation is that we all hopefully know the FAR rules that we're supposed to stay 500 people in class. Let's try to fly safe and stay 500 people in class. This airspace right here is really densely populated with high-speed jet aircraft. And we kind of dodged a bullet a few years back when that corporate jet hit a sailplane, and that was in clear air. So we'll figure. But let's all try to adhere to the FAR rules and try to have a safe contest, because nobody feels very good if it's not safe.
Ken Sorensen wants to speak.
Just a quick question. As part of our rules and contest process, there's sort of a built-in tasking philosophy. And some countries have a much more aggressive tasking philosophy that send you out in much worse conditions and much longer tasks. And I was just curious, yesterday, how many of the pilots took a launch? Show of hands. Okay, of just those that took a launch, so that you experienced the soaring conditions that we had yesterday, do you think that it was appropriate, when I asked for another show of hands, if you thought that it was appropriate to not fly a task under the conditions that we had yesterday? Okay, and those that would have rather flown a task under those conditions?
Surprise!
Kilo 1.
So, generally speaking, I mean, in some countries, in England, where you might have crappy weather all the time, you would have no choice. But I just wanted some input. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Field operations.
Yeah. Two things real quickly. She was saying about pushing back. I'll tell you when to push back. Okay?
It's his show down
Yeah.
there.
So, well, no, not as a stepping over her, but don't just get to your spot, then push back. Wait till we're all gridded, just as a reminder, and I'll do that. Second thing, your wing tape signature, we had to go around like 3 or 4 times to get a lot of them. You know, I do understand that you were holding off taping those wings. Stuff's expensive. You don't want to waste the time unless you just, just to pull it back off. But either myself or Paul will be through checking it off, and get that done just selfishly for us, real quickly. Other than that, thank you for everything out there. You guys have been most generous and kind, putting up with good words, a lot of encouragement. Thank you.
Are cars okay? Are four-wheel drive okay?
Yeah.
Or golf cart today?
Today we're trying to use golf carts again when we can, but four-wheel drive can get in and out of there. It's getting drier. It's not dry, but it's getting better.
Than it was yesterday.
It is?
Well, it's not soaking up anything. Fran can't hold anything else. And that center aisle where the sailplanes are parked is really getting bad. Be very kind to that section, or we're going to be in trouble in a couple days.
Okay. Jim Goebel, do you have anything for tow pilots? No.
The water, it was left in the rain. The water floated all the bills up and out.
That's it. That was it. Okay, now we have weather. Mr. Weather. Good morning.
Good morning. As everybody can feel right now, the temperatures are a little bit cooler, and they aren't running what they should be. They're about 2 to 3 degrees behind on the warming. And because of that, that's because the wind is blowing, so we're getting this evaporation, and that's why you're feeling the cooler temperatures. And we need temperature. If we don't get the temperatures, we aren't going to get our altitudes. I've got Ray's here, and I've got mine here, and you can just put them together because we're really pretty close on the matching. Right now, we need around 80 to 81 degrees to get up to 3,400 MSL, which I've told is what we're looking for to launch y'all. And the comment was yesterday is we got to look for that altitude in the area that we're being released in. Okay, so that's something for us to all think about. Right now, the winds are out of the west. They're 12 to 20 in our boundary layer. At 5,000 MSL, the winds in Wilmington are presently 274 degrees at 28 knots. I didn't want to say that. We're under a drying trend. The water vapor loop supports the drying trend, and I don't see any danger with any cape or thunderstorms, etc. At 1 p.m., you guys like this blackboard? Is this okay? You like
Looking
this?
good now.
Might be the easiest way to do this is a happy face. Okay? This is a unhappy face. Okay? So there. This